They just warn that governments around the world are going to collapse. All right, this is serious. We knew this was coming. This is related to the inflation and to the recession that we just entered. If you want to see that, I just made a video on it earlier today about the recession. It's official, 2022. It's here. And this is going to be the consequence, okay? Governments are going to collapse. Governments are going to default. Governments are going to print more money and experience hyperinflation more and more, just like Venezuela, Argentina, Zimbabwe, all these historic countries. And Argentina, it's happening right now. But all these historic countries have had massive inflation. And this is part of a bigger plan. We know this. We'll get to the quote in just a second, but we know that Klaus Schwab himself has admitted that he installs people into cabinet member positions through governments all throughout the world. I believe he said he's infiltrated like 40 to 50% of all the world's governments with cabinet member positions. This is insane. And one he was really bragging about was Canada. He was gloating that, oh yes, we have a massive, pretty much everyone in the Canadian government is sold out to the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab. That's what he was admitting. So this is a plan, all right? This is a global agenda. They want to bring these countries down so they can bring them into a bigger world economic system. That's why it's called the World Economic Forum, because they're creating a world economic system that they control and supersedes your nation's sovereignty, your nation's laws, your nation's borders, supersedes all that and gives them the control. So you have no local or domestic control over your life, your rights, or the laws that affect you, or your economy, anything. So this is the quote that's coming out of Fox News. This is insane that they are warning of this, because we all know this, but once the mainstream media starts putting out these talking points, it's like, all right, we need to get ready. We need to take it serious, because they are warning us. These people know. These people, half the people that you see on CNN and these big networks used to be in the government. Okay, they used to be in like the CIA, or they used to be real close to the president, like a press secretary or something along these lines, right up in there getting all the intel. That's why they're hired. They know that they are trusted people with these secrets, and they know what's coming. All right. So when we are warned by mainstream media like this so blatantly, we need to like perk our ears up, open our eyes, be like, okay, it's time to get ready. So this is the quote out of Fox News. It was from Maria Bartiromo, and she said, we are still talking about rates going higher, because we talked about my last video. Rates, they just increased the rates right as we entered a recession, and they're going to raise them even higher. It's insane. So we're still talking about rates going even higher. And you watch as rates go higher, your borrowing costs get higher, and as the rest of the world is impacted by that, there is now talk of government debt defaults across the world. Government debt defaults across the world. And she said there's now talk of that. Like, who's talking of that? You know what I mean? That's why I was saying, yeah, we don't really know how much a lot of these people in the media know. I'm not accusing her of anything, but maybe she heard something. Maybe she heard someone else talking. But she said there's now talk of government debt defaults across the world. This is getting serious. This means governments cannot pay their obligations. This means they're going to print more money. This means we're going to have economic collapses all across the world, right? And it's just one of these things, like, we are just waiting for it to happen in America. We are propped up by the world. We are the biggest economy in the world, but we're also propped up by the world. So if everyone else falls, we have no one to trade with. We have no one to get goods from. We have no one to have influence over. So we lose all that as all these economies around the world slowly collapse. And this is part of their plan. This is part of their World Economic Forum. This is part of their agenda. And now I'm seeing that Amazon is putting a movie about cannibalism on their streaming services. Why is this being normalized? All right, why is this being normalized? It used to be very esoteric and very disturbing to hear about cannibalism and hear about people that do that. And we tried to keep that away. That was very disturbing, like Hannibal Lecter or something. These were all very disturbing images, but now it's normalized. I think it was almost like a love story mixed with cannibalism in the Amazon one. So why are all these things being normalized and pushed at the same exact time that we're being warned that government debt defaults are coming? We were warned yesterday, oh, don't worry, there's not a famine coming here. It's just in other countries. Don't worry, it's just in Africa. And, just these countries, these other countries, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. That's what they were saying. That's what we were talking about yesterday. Biden's economic advisor came out and said this. But we're not going to have a famine here. Don't worry, the rest of the world will just starve. This is so just one-dimensional thinking, and so it's just almost brain dead. It's almost brain dead. It's like, what's happening? It's either intentional or you're brain dead. I don't know. Hopefully it's brain dead activity. There's no neurons firing. Hopefully there's no neural connections in their brain and they're just like a meat puppet. But I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's on purpose, and I think it's just like they say these ridiculous things just to see what they can get away with, see how dystopian they can make things before people like snap out of it. It's one of those things. It's like these scams. It's like these catfishing scams or these love letter scams. They make them so ridiculous. The wording and the English and everything is so bad that it, like, if you accept it, if you fall for it, it's just like, yeah, they know you're going to give them a bunch of money if you even respond to them and even think it's a real thing. So it's almost along those levels. It's like they say such ridiculous things that if you believe that, then... So if you guys like this kind of stuff, you like talking about the gravy, getting the good stuff, getting the good gravy on what's coming next, hit up all that stuff down there. Hit up the comments, likes, all that stuff for me, please. And you guys have a big, blessed, beautiful day. Thank you, guys.